In mid-2020, TSMC, born and grown in Taiwan to become the world's leading semiconductor foundry, decided to step out of its comfort zone and embark on a journey to expand its global footprint. There are two significant overseas expansion directions. One is the United States. The other is Japan. Let me first present you with a timeline of key events to see how you feel. First, TSMC announced its intention to establish Fab 21 in Phoenix, Arizona, USA on May 15, 2020. The planned completion and the commencement of production were initially set for 2024, but in December 2023, it was announced that the completion time would be delayed until 2025. Next, TSMC announced on November 9, 2021, that it would establish Fab 23 in Kumamoto Prefecture, Kyushu, Japan, with the initial completion target set for early 2024. Then, the opening ceremony did take place on February 24, 2024. Additionally, on February 6, it was announced that GESM would build a second fab. Clearly, the progress in Fab 23 or GESM in Kumamoto, Japan has been much smoother compared to Fab 21 in Arizona, USA. In this episode, let's explore why TSMC's collaboration with Japan, the building of GESM in Kumamoto, has been progressing so smoothly.
The existence of the subsidy itself must be very important for both Japanese government and also TSMC to make a decision for such capital investment.
今回の TSMC の熊本進出に際して、国から第一工場に対して最大4760億円が助成されました。さらに半導体関連産業への支援として7500億円規模の予算を計上すると報道されています。県においても投資や雇用に応じて最大50億円の補助制度を準備しています。
Since the beginning of the US-China tech war, it's not unusual for governments to provide funding to business in the form of subsidies. What's crucial is that the allocation of funds needs to be substantial and fast. And the ruling Liberal Democratic Party government of Japan has indeed accomplished this. This requires firm political support.
工場建設の工程表を相当難しいのを承知で建設会社日本の鹿島建設に指名したんだと思います。おそらく日本で初めて3交代24時間操業で仕上げたんですね。それは TSMC からするとやっぱり日本のものづくりの力はこういうところでも発揮されているんだというその信頼につながっていったんだと思います。
In terms of building a factory, I think the Japanese construction company has a lot of know-hows and sophistication of building very high standard factories.
我觉得那就是一个国家的所有企业众志成城的一个做法。为什么呢？因为日本他们在建熊本厂的时候他们是用24小时不停歇的方式轮流在做。另外一个重点是，鹿岛建设本身就是日本最大的、最好的一间建设公司，所以对于鹿岛建设来做这件事情上面，其实是非常得心应手。第三个是日本人他们讲究的是一个信赖度，必须要讲台积电要不要在日本这边顺利的落地，第一个决定的关键就是台积电给你的这个设计的时间表，日本政府你有没有办法完成？如果日本政府你没办法完成，台積電其實它不一定要選擇日本。
TSMC 何が素晴らしいかっていうと、きちんと計画通りに作っていくというのはものすごく大変なことですけど素晴らしいです。24時間とともにですね、ここですから1年半ぐらいですかね、ぐらいの間に
日本和那个美国之间最大的差异应该是工作文化。日本比较接近台湾的工作文化，但美国好像不是。听说那个台积电在亚利桑那厂盖亚利桑那厂的过程不太顺利，主要的原因是那边的劳工的配合度不如预期。他们不接受加班，但是那个熊本那边不是了。日本方面的报道，的劳工24小时赶工，结果好像应该可以今年春天如期开始生产的样子。
Is it common for Japanese workers to work 24 hours when it comes to building fabs in Japan? Or is GSM in Kumamoto an exception?
我认为应该是那个，如果有合理的理由、合理的条件的话，日本的劳工可以接受这种的那个要求。
太太赞成很重要。
当然可能不愉快，但是可以说服吧。
好。
Before TSMC came, that area was just farmland, some trees, mostly cabbages and carrots. And now it's been completely transformed. Before there were different levels there, and the first thing they had to do, I believe, was make all the land flat using diggers and so on. I think they will have to do the same again for the new factory.
まず土地ですね。土地が高騰する、上がります。もう土地がありません。でどうしてかというと、そのサプライチェーンがもうどれぐらい来てるかわからないんですね。家もないし、マンションもなかなかない状況。だから経済はすごく活性化しています。ただ少しデメリットになっているのが交通渋滞。
さらに TSMC の工場が円滑に稼働するためには、道路や上下水道など周辺のインフラ整備が必要です。それには複数年にわたる多大な財源の確保が課題となります。そのため県では政府や関係省庁に対して私が先頭になって積極的に財政支援の要望活動を行い、支援制度の決定につなげました。 TSMC の熊本進出にあたっては、人材確保や交通渋滞対策などさまざまな課題への対応が必要になることを当初から想定していました。そのため熊本県では TSMC の進出の発表直後に課題に対応するプロジェクトチームを立ち上げて、県庁が一丸となって取り組みを進めています。例えば工場周辺の交通渋滞対策は重要です。企業集積地と高速道路をつなぐアクセス道路に加え、公共交通への利用の転換を図るという観点から、工場周辺を走る鉄道と阿蘇熊本空港をつなぐアクセス鉄道の整備に向けた取り組みを進めています。
Kumamoto was famous because of this castle. Now people know Kumamoto more because of Semiconductor, I think.
TSMC initially built one factory, but now they decided the second factory. So I think this is an evidence of the satisfaction of the TSMC and evidence of good cooperation.
There was TSMC's business strategy itself. They also, of course, considering the necessity to expand or diverse their business model in order to match the very moving fast situation in considering regarding the geopolitics. What we are doing is to meet the internal domestic demand from Japanese industries. So as you can see, the structure of JSM, which is a joint venture between TSMC, Sony and Denso. Such Japanese companies as Sony and Denso have had a very strong demand to purchase or acquire or procure very basic chips from TSMC.
Well, this is an excellent cooperation, an excellent example of the cooperation between Japan and Taiwan. One of the reasons for this smooth transition is a full cooperation from the Japanese government, the local government, the Kumamoto prefecture, and also the Denso and the Sony. And I think the cooperation between the users of the chips and the manufacturer of the chips is extremely important because at the end of the day, it is, they are both mutually dependent. And I think this communication was so smooth, and I think there are a lot of cultural similarities between Japan and Taiwan. And furthermore, I think the Kumamoto is a wonderful place for the manufacturing semiconductor because of the very clean water available, and also the electricities. The Kyushu area has a large-scale electricity surpluses. And furthermore, I think Japan has enough human resources. There are a lot of young people who are engaged in semiconductor industry, and they are eager to learn from TSMC, and they are very hardworking.
I hope that the insights above will be helpful for other countries or governments that are considering or have already invited TSMC to invest in the established fabs. In the next episode of Taiwan-Japan series, we will tell you about Japan's ingenious semiconductor revival plan. It is very smart because it is flexible. If you enjoy our program, please like and subscribe. See you next time.